There's a single resource being drained from you every day, and no one is warning you about it. Your focus is the target. Modern life is a system designed to fragment it. You feel pulled in a dozen directions, fulfilling obligations you never consciously chose, answering demands that appear without your permission. Your days feel full, yet somehow hollow. This isn't a failure of your will, it's a hijacking of your attention. And the ancient philosophy of Stoicism holds the key to taking it back, not by adding more, but by removing almost everything. This isn't about motivation, it's about mental sovereignty. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius understood this. He wrote that our power lies not in controlling external events, but in governing our own minds. True clarity isn't found by managing the world's noise, but by mastering what we allow into our awareness. Today we'll explore how to reclaim that mastery. 1. Focus is an act of subtraction, not force. The common approach to concentration is to push harder, to strain with more discipline. This is a mistake. Stoic wisdom flips this entirely. Clarity doesn't come from adding effort. It emerges when you strip away what never deserved your energy in the first place. Your mind isn't weak, it's overloaded. Every minor alert, every polite yes to a trivial request, every unchecked stream of information, these are silent thieves. And if you don't learn to identify them, they will leave you with nothing. Aurelius offered a deceptively simple command: if you seek tranquility, do less. He didn't mean be lazy. He meant that most of what we do is misdirected. Observe the modern routine. The inbox is perpetually open. The phone is always within reach. Availability is constant. Then we wonder why we feel exhausted and our progress feels shallow. The Stoic sees this pattern and rejects it. The foundational question isn't, can I handle this? It's, should this even have access to me? Your attention is finite. It is your life's currency. What you give it to, you give your life to. Distraction rarely arrives as an enemy. It comes disguised as duty, as politeness, as connection. You reply quickly to avoid seeming rude. You stay available to prevent misunderstanding. You accept a meaningless meeting because saying no feels uncomfortable. Each time you trade a piece of your long-term clarity for a moment of short-term social ease. Stoicism asks for precision, not withdrawal. Not every request warrants a reply. Not every opportunity deserves your vigor. When you remove what drains you, focus returns naturally. You stop reacting to everything urgent and start responding to what is important. This is the first and most difficult boundary to build. 2. The tyranny of the trivial. Quiet crisis of our age isn't laziness. It's the illusion that everything is significant. Every task claims urgency. Every request sounds reasonable. But when you treat everything as vital, you render nothing truly meaningful. People don't lose their way because they lack goals. They lose it because they never decide what deserves to come first. They wake up already in reaction mode. Other people's agendas become their to-do list. Slowly, your attention drifts from what you value and settles on whatever is loudest. The Stoics saw attention as a declaration of value. Where you place it is what you silently announce matters most. The philosopher Seneca warned that our lives are stolen not by grand disasters, but by small, unexamined trivialities that accumulate. Look at a packed calendar, back-to-back events, emails answered, tasks completed. Yet a strange emptiness remains, motion without meaning. Why? Because priorities were inherited, not chosen. When you refuse to decide what matters, the world happily decides for you, and its choices will never align with your peace. This requires courage. Choosing a few things means allowing many other things to matter less. It's easier to stay busy than to be brutally selective. Aurelius, who ruled an empire, constantly reminded himself to return to the essentials: duty, character, action guided by reason, not endless involvement. Not endless reaction. Stoic focus isn't about doing many things well. It's about doing a few right things with absolute deliberation. Ask yourself one exposing question: does this align with what truly matters to me? Not to others, to you. Your answer will cut through the noise instantly. 3. The deepest distractions are emotional, not digital. It's convenient to blame screens for our fractured minds, but technology is merely the tool. The root is social, and beneath that, emotional. You don't check your phone because it buzzed. You check it because stillness creates anxiety. You respond instantly because a delay might spark disapproval. You remain perpetually accessible because the thought of being judged is threatening. The Stoic teacher Epictetus identified this long ago. He said that if you wish to improve, you must be content to be thought foolish. His meaning was clear: as long as you fear others' opinions, your attention will never be your own. How often is your focus pulled not by necessity but by fear? Fear of missing out, fear of conflict, fear of being seen as unkind. You over-explain, you agree against your judgment, you linger in draining conversations. This isn't responsibility, it's emotional dependency. Stoicism prescribes a pause. When you feel that urgent pull to react, stop. Just for a moment. Ask, is this driven by principle or by fear? Name the emotion. In that act of naming, its power weakens. Marcus Aurelius noted that disturbance comes not from events, but from our judgment of them. A delayed reply is not disrespect. Silence is not rejection. They are boundaries, and boundaries are the armor for a focused mind. Protecting your attention will make some people uncomfortable. That discomfort is not your burden to carry. It is data revealing who respects your sovereignty and who merely benefited from your lack of it. 4. Focus is integrity in action. Modern culture sells focus as a productivity hack, a way to do more, faster. Stoicism rejects this entirely. For the Stoic, focus is a moral concern. It's about integrity because what you consistently attend to is a statement of who you are. You can be immensely productive and live a life completely scattered, devoid of meaning. Action without principled direction is just motion. Aurelius's private journals weren't about efficiency. They were about what it means to do the work of a human being, work aligned with reason and virtue. This reframes every decision. Productivity asks, how can I accomplish more? Stoicism asks, what is genuinely worth doing? When your focus is anchored to your character, it becomes resilient. It doesn't collapse under stress because it's tied to something solid, not to shifting moods or external rewards. Before committing your attention, ask one question: is this worthy of the person I am choosing to become? If the answer is no, then urgency changes nothing. Saying no becomes an act of alignment, not avoidance. Your attention is the signature of your character. 5. The art of the clean refusal. Ultimately, focus cannot survive without the capacity to decline. Most people dissipate their energy not from a lack of ambition, but from a lack of boundaries. They say yes to meetings without purpose, to requests without value, to conversations that deplete. Every unnecessary yes is a quiet no to something that truly matters. Stoicism frames this as self-respect, not harshness. You are not obligated to explain every refusal. You are not responsible for managing how others feel about your limits. A calm, clear no is a declaration of priority. The compulsion to over-explain usually stems from fear of disapproval, of being misunderstood. But seeking approval is a bottomless pit that will drain your focus forever. When you explain excessively, you invite negotiation. You turn a boundary into a debate. The Stoic keeps it simple, respectful, and final. No drama, no lengthy justification. This isn't coldness, it's clarity. Start with one small refusal. Identify a single area where you chronically overcommit. The next time it arises, offer a polite, unelaborate no. Observe what happens. The world does not end. Your value does not diminish. With practice, you stop rehearsing excuses. You begin to trust your own judgment. A no spoken today protects the yeses of tomorrow. 6. The resilience of detachment. Focus is simple in calm waters. Its test comes under pressure, when deadlines loom, expectations soar, and emotions run high. The instinct is to grip tighter, to worry more, to attach your sense of self to the outcome. Stoicism advises the opposite, deliberate detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you separate your effort from the result. You control your actions, never the consequences. When you fuse the two, your focus shatters. You become preoccupied with what if instead of what is. Seneca wrote some of his clearest work in exile, stripped of status and safety. How? He detached his worth from his circumstances. He focused solely on what remained within his control, his conduct, his reasoning. Apply this now. In your work, do your best without obsessing over recognition. In relationships, be honest without clinging to the response. Commit fully to the effort, then release your grip on the outcome. Say to yourself, I will do what is right. The result is not mine to command. This detachment isn't indifference, it's the source of unbreakable concentration. It allows your attention to remain steady amidst chaos. 7. Ritualize your attention. Focus cannot live on good intentions alone. Willpower is fleeting. Life will constantly challenge your clarity. That's why the Stoics didn't rely on motivation, they built protective rituals. A ritual is not a complex routine. It is a deliberate structure that guards your mind. Without it, your attention will be negotiated away piece by piece every single day. Marcus Aurelius began each morning with a mental preparation. He reminded himself of the nature of the people he would meet, the distractions he would face, and the conduct required of him. It was a brief exercise in anchoring his attention to what he could control, his own effort and judgment. Likewise, Seneca ended his days with a review. He asked, where did my attention wander unnecessarily? What aligned with my values, not with guilt, but with the calm eye of an auditor? Build 2 small rituals. One in the morning, take 2 minutes to ask, what deserves my focus today? What is within my control? One in the evening, reflect for 2 minutes on where your attention actually went. This simple bookending creates a container for your days. It prevents yesterday's noise from infecting tomorrow. Consistency here compounds. Your focus deepens not because you are fighting distractions in the moment, but because you've systematically reduced their access. Your attention is your life. It is the most personal resource you possess. The world will try to claim it, to fragment it, to commodify it. Stoicism offers a shield and a filter. It begins with the radical act of subtraction, continues with the courageous act of choice, and is sustained by the disciplined act of ritual. Protect what matters and everything else finds its place. If this path to clarity resonates with you, help this channel, MindShift Philosophy, reach others seeking the same. Please like this video. It truly supports our work. Thank you for your focus today and always.